artists, welcome back to this, our third and final part in the Intro to Gravit series. Now, we last left on the creation of that ear canal shape. And if this seems weird to you that we're just jumping into this part, maybe you've skipped over one of the previous videos. Make certain you watch them in order so that this makes sense, as we've already covered a fair amount of the tools. But now, picking up where we left off, we'll review some information and cover some new stuff too. So I'm probably going to have to zoom in and out a lot to see how my shapes are all fitting together for the picture as a whole. And the easiest way to zoom in and out by clicking Fit All, it will ensure that everything fills the page as much as possible. But I've also got the plus and negative sign next to my magnifying glass to zoom in. So we'll do that now. All right, let's move over and revisit our ear. By using this black pointer tool, I can select and move shapes around. And like I said, I can also click this sub-select tool and I can manipulate existing points, or I can make new ones to make adjustments, right? But it's looking pretty good so far. So let's work on the next part, and that's the ear in the background, okay? So I'm just going to deselect it by clicking anywhere else, and then grabbing the pen tool, and once more, I'm going to click a point, drag, and manipulate it to try to line up with my original curves. Not bad so far. But you might notice while we work with Gravit, or any vector art for that matter, well, it's creating shapes automatically for us. It's creating layers, I should say, automatically for us. And in a vector program, then, essentially we're creating a stage where, when you watch a production, you're seeing some characters in the spotlight, others are in the background, they're tertiary, they're near the curtain. And as we start layering things, creating shapes, they're going to stack on top of each other and not always in the order that we want. So maybe sometimes you're creating something that should be in the background, but of course you need it temporarily right in front of you to see it. So when you finish a shape, if it needs to be in the back, I just right-click the shape. Not with the pen tool, but with my pointer tool. I right-click, and you see arrange. I can push it to the back. I can send images to the front or shapes. I can push it all the way back. I'm going to push this ear back behind the ear canal by sending it backwards so that my ear canal then exists on top of it. All right? So let's see here. Okay, I've got... All right, the ear canal, my ear itself, and then of course, my two shapes collectively. Looking pretty good, but I'm gonna send this one more behind. There we go. So let's zoom out. Okay, now that's just a start. Like, the next thing I want to do is just keep creating shapes to build up my entire animal collectively. But tips and tricks, my friends, the easiest way to do this is to work from big to small. So start with the biggest shapes and work to the smallest, i.e. start with the skull, then the next most prominent features like, say, neck and ears, eyes, nose, all the way down to the tiny details. And doing that will allow you to see how everything fits in together without getting a tunnel vision, and then allowing you to also select your colors as you go to choose the best options for visibility too. But know that you only need to create half the head. Half the head. So in other words, in the end, when you finish this, you're only going to see something like that. And the reason for that, my friends, is because if you create half a vectored image, you've actually created the entirety of it. Because in subsequent videos and in next class, I'm going to show you how to duplicate all of your layers, flip them over by mirroring them, and then lining them up side by side. So if you make half of them, you've already made all of them. It'll save you some time and stress. So just make half your animal, but before you walk away, be certain you've saved correctly. Go to File, Save to Local File As, and make certain it is a GV design file format.